don't know it. Jason to Gaza, one family.
First and foremost, free the whole world, boss. I am your gracious host, Caspian Montgomery. Welcome, Gaza Nation. Today we have such a special treat. The sixth boss and the boss of all bosses have linked up to make an instant classic. So today we'll be explaining Can't Be the Same to the patois illiterate, and this is just a taste of what's to come. The six is real, and the world boss approves it. So without further ado, squash, please begin.
Me have some things I me never talk about. Circumstances me know if we live without. We no do them nothing and them want to take we out. Them send them friends to kill me, but them couldn't make me out.
The sixth boss, who was recently freed from the dirty Babylon system, so congrats on your freedom. He begins the first verse by getting very personal with the listeners and saying that he's going to speak on something he rarely speaks about. And then he goes on to tell us that some enemies, bad mind enemies, had put a hit out on him. They tried to take his life away, but the people who came to do it, they could not make him out in the crowd, or they just had a case of mistaken identity, and he lives on to continue recording today. And what a way to start off this song. It is very deep, right from the jump.
Read my Bible every day, me hold my faith and I no doubt. Well, heap hungry nights because no food in the house. And what is that to me? You a take it for a joke. Temptation that a stress, why you feel so small.
Mr. Squash then tells us that he is a religious man, so he's praying every day for himself, his loved ones, and probably his enemies. And then he says that there has been so many nights where he has gone hungry because there's no food in the house, and that's such a sad story that so many of us have been through. And then he says that other people, they take certain things that he's been through as a joke. They don't understand it. There's so many privileged people on earth that would never go a day without being hungry, so they do not understand. And he says the temptation, the stress, it causes him to just want to smoke marijuana, and that is what is always in my pipe for all the Gaza Nation watchers who always ask what is in the pipe. It is only high grades. And with that last line, we have reached the glorious chorus.
Every day can be the same. Every day can be the same. The youth them a pray. Every day can be the same. Every day can be the same. No. Every day can be the same. Every day can be the same. The youth them a pray. Every day can be the same. Every day can be the same.
One Dawn's hook is just so powerful. There is only one line sung throughout it, but it is just very, very masterfully done. He says every day can't be the same. The ghetto youth, they pray because every day, sometimes when you're stuck in a situation, it's just every single day you wake up, is it going to be the same day? Will I have to do the same things? Will I continue struggling? Never knowing my fate, never knowing if I'm going to make it one more day, what will happen to me? Can't things just be different for once? That is how I am interpreting this, because I've felt the same way so many times in my life. It is just wonderfully sung, and I do love Squash putting his ad-libs in the background. He said, no, and he said, can't be the same. And I wish I could hit his octave, but it is very high-pitched, and it just meshes wonderfully with this chorus. Bravo to both Squash and the boss.
And them a say we is a fugitive. Style me when me younger like them ever know we woulda big. Ungrateful like them no remember what we did. Call me a done and I just to the place me live.
Sir Squash begins the second verse by saying that people are calling him and the rest of the 6 fugitives, and then saying that when they were younger, they were picked on. People tried to get over on them, not knowing that they would blow up to be this big, which is a very powerful statement. And I don't know if he's saying fugitive, meaning that because he blew up, he doesn't show up so much in his old stomping grounds. But that is what I'm taking from it. And then he says that people are ungrateful. They don't remember what the 6 did for them. And then he says that he goes back to visit. He just came through his place. He still goes back, which is something that a lot of rappers and a lot of dancehall artists probably can't say. If you can still go back to the place where you were raised, that means you do have some respect there. So big up yourself, 6 Boss, for that.
Hey, you hurt me today, you can hurt me tomorrow. Put me trust in your girl, but you never love. So me tread along the road, I me not give a fuck. Sister, your heart weak, me see you giving up.
The boss of the 6 seems to be going through some woman problems, as we all tend to do, and he says that his heart, he gave his trust to this woman, and then she hurt him today, so she cannot hurt him tomorrow. And that line is very powerful, because that means he wipes his hands clean of her. He is done with her. She can hurt him no longer. And then he says that her heart wasn't in it. He gave his trust, but her heart was not in it. And that is why he's going so hard on the road, touring and making music and making money. And it is what it is, woman. You didn't have it for him, and now you're probably wanting him back because he's blowing up. But he is over and done with you. And with that last line, we have reached the glorious chorus once again. Please listen.
Every day can be the same. Every day can be the same. The youth them a pray. Every day can be the same. 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 The youth them a pray. Every day can be the same. Every day can be the same.
I just wanted to take this time to say that these 2 musical artists linking up is just a great look for dancehall overall. The 6 is real, and Gaza Nation is obviously the strongest nation on earth, and to see them link up is just a power move. They both have similar movements from how I'm watching the 6 blow up, and I just believe that this is actually a helping hand for both artists. You know, the boss of all bosses does not need any help, but the younger crowd, the younger generation, for them to be excited that their new artist is linked up with the greatest of all time, and they do have musical appreciation for each other, is just very big for the culture. So bravo to both of you on this collaboration.
We grow in a cold world, society no know love. Then even from the classroom, them sure we out for bust down, mommy cry.
Our great Gaza leader begins the third and final verse by telling us, he actually sings it to us, he says society, they have no love. It is such a cold world that we are all living in. And he says, even from the classrooms, they are teaching us about warfare. They are teaching us about firearms and death. It starts in the school system, and you probably see it all throughout your neighborhood. So we become desensitized to this violence that the human race has brought upon the earth, and what a powerful way to begin this verse.
Why you have to see we feel? Why you have to take my life? Why my dignity can't survive? And why you have to keep it on?
Why we have to feel the crunch?
The dancehall king then comes in and he embodies, he's speaking for a mother, all the young mothers growing up out there, and he says, the mother cries, why do you have to take my life? Why can't my children survive? Why do you want me filled with fear? It is just a barrage of lyrics that he comes out with, and it's very, very deep. And then he says, why must we feel the crunch? He is just basically talking to all the people out there that why is the system, the government, whoever you call it, why are they against the people so much? Why do they not let us just get our basic rights, our food, water, and shelter? Why can't we live normal, healthy, happy lives? You know they have the money and the power to do it, but they always decide to go against the people, and we, the people, are the ones that put them in power. So very, very, very powerful lines from the Gaza Dawn, and with that last line, sadly, we have reached the end of a Squash and Vybz Kartel masterpiece. Thank you, as always, Gaza Nation, for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I must tell you that because that is the only way that the show grows, and I will not take up any more of your time. So until we meet again, it is Gaza me say, forever.
Freedom Street, yeah, Freedom Street, yeah, a Freedom Street. Them I wonder how we do it, but I judge help we are. Freedom Street, world pass, a Freedom Street, yeah, a Freedom Street. Them I wonder how we do it, but I judge help we are.